Alright, so this is part two. This is where my eyes get really wide because this one is for July 1st. And so July 1st is also Canada Day. And when I left Belgrade late last night, sort of / early this morning, it was, I thought it was going to be like maybe 2-hour flight, but it turned out to be just pretty much a 1-hour flight. So I got like no sleep on, well, I did get a bit of sleep on that flight, but it wasn't until I got into Athens where I got into the airport, and that was around, I don't know, it must have been like 2 a.m. There's a time change as well, but it was at a fairly inconvenient time, but it was very convenient for sleeping at airports again. So it was another night sleeping on airplanes and airports. It's alright because, yeah, I did get a fair bit of sleep. And then I woke up at 6 a.m.? Yeah, 6 a.m. because that's when the mobile phone shop opened. And I really wanted a SIM card because I know that it's so much easier to get around. And today was I knew that I needed to have easy access to like a mapping program or something that I could just stick in a direction to that was better than an offline map. Because it's Camille Day. It has been Camille Day. So Camille is a good friend of mine, and we went to university together, and our paths have continually crossed ever since. So she loves to travel, and she works at an international school, and yeah, it just seems like we're always catching up in. I was just saying we were talking about it today. I was like, wow, it always feels like we meet up in the most random of places. Like it just never seems to make sense, other than we just seemingly magically find out that, oh, you're here too. Like, let's catch up. And so I only found out about her being here in Athens, must have been just a day or two ago. So it was really cool to see Camille today. After I got my SIM card, I left the airport and took the bus into Athens properly, which is where she has an apartment for about a week. I think it was through Airbnb. And to celebrate Canada Day, because she's Canadian as well, we decided that we needed to take some selfies at the Acropolis, and just around Athens. She's been here before. She volunteered at Olympic Games. This was, I guess, quite a few years back when it was in Athens. But because she was so busy volunteering, I think she missed out on actually seeing a lot of the sights of Athens. So anyway, I got into the apartment that she's staying at, and then we had a bit of a catch-up, and then we just said, right, let's walk in this direction. And we did, and we came across, the first one was, I looked up, and I'm like, oh, that looks really important. I have no idea what it is, but it looks like it should be something important. So we walk over, and turns out it's the site of the first modern-day Olympics. It's the stadium. This was like from 1876, I think, 1870-something. And so anyway, so we walked over, and we went into the stadium and pretended like we were representing Team Canada coming out and doing the flag march thingy. What is it? The Celebration of Nations, or whatever it's called anyway. And then we went up to where they keep the torches that are carried through each of the Olympics. And then we sat in like the there's 2 VIP seats. Like, it looks like it's where a king and a queen would sit, but we got to sit in those 2 seats and taking selfies. We did a lot of that. So I'll try and post a few. And then we continued on. And then we got to something else to do with the Olympics. It wasn't like a racetrack. Oh no, it was the temple. That's what it was. Um, the temple with it used to have like 108 columns, and now it's down to 16. And then we saw Hadrian's Arch as well. And then we walked up through. Oh, we had Euros, and then we started our walk up to the Acropolis, and then we saw something else. Oh, like all the South Bank. That's right, like the theater areas. And like this was hours later, right? So this is pressing the fast forward button, which I'm sure, is appreciated at the moment. But we ended up at the top and in the Acropolis, and just looking out all over Athens. It was just stunning, like to be there and celebrating Canada Day on this stunning, sunny, gorgeously hot, beautiful day, and with a lot fewer tourists than I possibly could have had. Like, I'd heard that it's just swarming with tourists and just tour bus load after tour bus load, and it really wasn't that way at all. Pretty much everywhere we went, I want to say it almost felt like we were the only two people there, but certainly in the stadium. And yeah, like Hadrian's Arch and most of the place we went to, it was almost deserted, and I don't know why that was, but it was really good. And then we took lots of selfies, and then we headed back down, and then this was probably this would have been around dinner time that we were on our way back down, and we were just. I think we were pretty much stuffed by then, eh? And so we took the metro back to her place. We stopped in at lots of little stores as well, and I bought some dinner. Greek salad! Oh my goodness, I had Greek salad in Greece. Oh, first time ever. It's really good Greek salad too. It's from a little takeaway place. And we got more gyros, and we sat outside and ate little bits of chicken that they gave us just because, I don't know. And yeah, and then we had more food back at her place. And by then, I think how much to divulge on this one. So Camille's got a hospital visit tomorrow, and I'm going out to the hospital with her and making sure everything goes well, which I'm totally sure it will. And then helping her after she comes out of her general anesthetic stuff afterwards to make sure that she can get back to the apartment. And yeah, that she just gets back there safely. It's all happy stuff. Like, to me, it's probably one of the best reasons, like happy reasons to go to a hospital. And so I'm kind of like I'm excited to be a part of that, I think. I know I'm excited to be a part of that. So it'd be really cool to do that with her tomorrow. So where was I going with that? I was going with the idea that because I have not actually slept in a bed in the past 2 or 3 days, and it's just been kind of napping here, napping there on planes and in airports, I was like, I know that we've got an early start to tomorrow morning because of the hospital at 9 o'clock, and so I just want to go to check into my hotel and have a good night's sleep, really. So yeah, so after dinner, that's what I did. I think it was probably around, I don't know, maybe 7 o'clock, or maybe probably earlier, and probably earlier. And then so I'm back here, all checked in to this hotel, which again I'm really excited about because it was €25 a night. I'd heard that Europe was this expensive, hideous place of money drainage, and so far that hasn't been the case. Like, the food has been cheap enough, the accommodation, my own room, own bathroom. It's not super luxury, but for €25 a night, I think that's pretty fair and pretty decent. Even has air conditioning. Thank goodness for that. So yeah, I've already mentioned what I'm looking forward to tomorrow. There's probably going to be a fair bit of time as well that I can take off for and go do a little bit more sightseeing. I've got no proper fixed itinerary from here until pretty much the flight out of Europe in well over a month, I think, from now. So I can kind of stay in Athens for as long as I like, but I am keen to get out to the islands and to explore places, obviously outside of Athens, still in Greece, before moving on to other parts of Europe. So I do want to make most of tomorrow, and I'm sure it'll be a great day. I'm kind of a little bit in love with Greece already. It's just, to me, it's a magical place already, and that's just Athens. Just Athens. I look at Athens and I go, wow, there's so much that has happened here. It's just such a beautiful city that it's kind of like it has a feeling of San Francisco, only a whole lot better. And I like San Francisco. San Francisco's a beautiful city, but Athens just has so much more than San Francisco does. But yeah, it's like it's all hilly, and you get to climb upstairs, and there's just beautiful neighborhoods with trees, and everybody is just out being happy and friendly and super friendly. Wow, like the number of really ridiculously friendly people that we came across today. I've been blown away. Like, Greece, fantastic place to be. Fantastic place to be. And I'm really happy that I have the opportunity to actually get out and come to a place like this. Yeah, so if the rest of Greece is even half as good as Athens, I will be incredibly happy for the next however long I'm here for. Anything else that I needed? Oh, okay. So part of my dream, just before I sign off for the night, part of my dream was that it all came from, and I really do mean it all came from, me watching a movie called My Life in Ruins, which was a total, not a fantastic movie by way of awards or audience numbers or anything. It's pretty low budget. But I remember when I watched it, I was like, wow, Greece looks beautiful. I kind of want to be there and just see that for myself. And so it came from this movie, and so far it's totally lived up to what I hoped that Greece would be. Because it just came from this sort of very random movie, it just feels right to be here. Feels right to be here. So that's it for tonight, and hopefully tomorrow night I'll have plenty more exciting places that I've been to that are beyond a hospital, I would assume as well. But I'll hopefully have some more news on that too. Okay, uploading time. Good night.